Abdul Mateen migrated to the United States in 1990 through the DV lottery. He arrived with big dreams and high hopes, but the beginning was far from easy. Because of the Gulf War, finding a job was almost impossible. After months of struggle, he finally found part-time work handing out flyers for a Korean beauty store, but even that ended quickly when the business closed. For several months, Abdul survived on occasional weekend work at a clothing store in downtown Manhattan. It wasn't enough to pay rent, and back home his family, his wife and children, were also struggling. As the only earning member, Abdul felt the weight of their expectations. They had all imagined a bright future filled with the green dollar, never expecting that life in America could mean no job and no money. After 9 long months, Abdul finally secured a job at a donut shop as a bakery worker. There he learned how to make donuts and run the back of the store. Slowly, his financial situation improved. He began saving money and applied for his family's immigration visas. One day, the donut shop owner decided to sell the business for $420,000. Abdul didn't have the money, but he borrowed from credit cards and friends and managed to buy the store. He worked 16 hours every single day until the business became profitable. 2 years later, he bought another donut shop in the city. Within 5 years, Abdul owned 5 donut stores, 2 grocery stores, and 2 homes. By then, his family had joined him in the U.S. Abdul was living the American dream. Abdul had many loyal customers, including a man named David Charles. David worked on Wall Street, dressed in expensive suits, drove a Mercedes-Benz, and lived in a big home in Long Island. One day, David invited Abdul to dinner. When Abdul saw the beautiful house with the large swimming pool, he felt inspired. He was successful, but he wanted a life like David's. Abdul shared his wish with David. David, who was the CFO of an investment firm, told him it was possible, but warned him about the risks of the stock market. Abdul agreed to invest only a small amount, so the loss wouldn't hurt too much. With David's help, he entered the stock market. Within 2 years, he made a lot of money. He bought more properties, more stores, and grew even richer. Soon he became addicted to the stock market. After 9/11, when stocks started crashing, David warned him again. But by then, he believed he knew the business better than anyone. He ignored all financial experts and made every decision himself. He lost big, but refused to stop. He sold his donut stores for cash and poured everything into the stock market. His wife and children begged him to stop, but he wouldn't listen. One by one, Abdul sold all his stores, then his homes. He argued with everyone, his family, friends, even himself. He began drinking heavily and lost control of his life. When he sold his last home, his wife and children finally left. With no place to live, no money, and no support, Abdul hit rock bottom. That was the beginning of his fall. He never recovered. Today, Abdul is completely homeless. He sleeps on the streets of Manhattan, sometimes in front of the donut shop he once owned, begging for bread from the place he used to run. Some days he's seen near Greenwich Street, some days by Rockefeller Center, and sometimes in the subway, wearing torn clothes and holding a brown paper bag. His story is a heartbreaking reminder of how dreams can rise and how quickly they can fall.